South Holland. Welcome back to Lunch with the Librarian. Dessert with the Librarian this time. And as I think I said at the end of our last episode, this recipe comes to us from my mom, who was that mom who, like, at intermission for all of my school plays, she was the mom out there selling bake sale stuff, and like she was like her baking orientation toward my life and my career is well established. And this recipe, y'all, it's an easy one. You're gonna like this because it's crazy easy, and B, you can customize it or vary it in a ton of different ways. So I should stop talking and start baking. You only need 4 ingredients. Actually, let me turn around and grab my mask and put my hair up. You only need 4 ingredients for this one. And maybe you might have seen this one going around, how you can use cake mix to make cookies. I've never tried it, so this is a first for me. Let me get my beverage out of the way. This is a first for me, and instead of making like individual drop cookies, we're doing bars. Like this is the piece of paper that she gave me. And like, doesn't that picture just kind of like, I didn't even have to hesitate. They look amazing. So let's do this thing. Into a large bowl, I have dumped a bag of cake mix. It says yellow cake mix on the recipe that she gave me, but I don't see why you couldn't just use whatever flavor sounds good to you. I like chocolate a lot, so I'm using chocolate cake, and I just dumped the chocolate cake into the bowl, as you would if you were making cake. And I'm just crushing this to get any of those big kind of chunks of cake mix broken up. The next thing I'm going to add is 2 eggs. And I'm using liquid eggs because at the library you kind of never know how long it's going to be before you use something again. And liquid eggs are pasteurized, so they last a lot longer in your fridge than fresh eggs do. And they taste basically the same. I don't have to separate the eggs, so this is completely fine. According to the box, it says that an egg is 3 tablespoons, and I need 2 eggs for this. So basically it's going to be a little bit over a half cup. So there you go. Or a little bit under a half cup, my bad. A little bit under a half cup. A stick of butter that I melted in the microwave. I'm going to pour that in. And just use my little spoon to stir it up as though I were making a cake. But this is it. Aside from the inclusion of the chips, this is all you do. 2 eggs and a stick of butter and a box of cake mix. So I'm just mixing it together, kind of like you would do if you were making cake mix, making sure that any of those big lumps of mix get broken up with your fork or spoon. And there are no streaks of dry in there. And then a bag of chocolate chips. Chocolate cake mix, chocolate chip chips in the bag. We're almost done. My oven hasn't finished preheating yet. It's a 350 oven. 350 is kind of the magic temperature, I feel like. But yeah, so as I was at the grocery store looking for the ingredients for this and thinking, you know, it says yellow cake mix and semi-sweet chips so that it would look like regular chocolate chip cookies. You could do chocolate chips using chocolate cake mix and chocolate chips. I could have done like really any flavor chips that I wanted, like caramel or Heath Bar. I love a Heath Bar. Or I could use spice cake and white chocolate chips would be great. Or there's my oven, finished preheating. Or banana or lemon and white chocolate chips would be fantastic as well. Just kind of whatever preference you have or whatever you happen to have laying around your house, frankly. So my oven is preheated. Stick of butter, 2 eggs, yellow cake mix, or chocolate cake mix, and a bag of chips in my bowl, stir it up. I'm gonna spray my pan. You know how last week I was bragging on Mr. Brian got me a pot to cook in? He got me baking pans too. Holla! Go Mr. Brian. So, let me spray my pan with nonstick spray. Dump. I'm actually going to grab a spatula. It'll make my life a little bit easier. Getting all of the goodies out of the bowl. Yeah, I am very excited about today's recipe. And it might have something to do with chocolatiness. Get in there, all of you chips. I'm using my spatula to get this into every corner, into one kind of even layer of cookie dough in my 13 by 9 pan. I suppose if you wanted to, you could make these like super duper thick in an 8 by 8 or a 9 by 9, but the recipe Mom gave me said 13 by 9. And for the most part, I tend to make a recipe the way it's written the first time, if I can. That way, I know kind of what it's supposed to taste like. And on my second or third or fourth time making it, I can start to get fancy and customize stuff, adjusting, seasoning, however I want to. All right, so I've got my cookie dough in my pan. Probably if you've ever made blondies before, this is a super familiar thing. This is gonna go into my oven for 20 minutes, and I'll see you in 20 minutes and see how these turned out. Hi, I'm back. It smells really good in here, so I'm really, really encouraged by the, to see the end result. Also, I rolled my sleeves up because it's 1,000 degrees in this kitchen. There is the timer. So, let me grab my oven mitt and take you with me to, sorry about the jiggling, pull this guy out of the oven, and it looks like a pan of brownies because we made chocolate chip cookies. I'm sure that if I were to cut one, it would just fall apart in my hands. Ooh, let me turn off the oven. So I'm gonna let these cool a little bit, and I'll let you know in the comments how the recipe turned out. I am super stoked to get my hands on these. Also, I promised my mom that I would bring her some. So, Mom, let us know in the comments how you liked them. If you try these and if you try the regular recipe, let us know how they turned out. If you tried like a variation on the theme like I did and used a different flavor cake mix than yellow or chocolate, let us know that too. If you have a recipe that you want to suggest for Lunch with the Librarian, feel free to link it in the comments or send it to the send it by email to the library, and we will we'll definitely put you on our meal calendar. Other than that, thanks South Holland for the, I don't know what. Thanks for cookies, and have a great day, and I'll see you soon.